A lot of times after this house was first built that it was during the Civil War, and there were some pretty intense times back in the day. Escapees, runaways, they were hid in the basement here.
I feel kind of intimidating and heavy.
This bounty hunter was turned away. Supposedly the farm hands went after him to where he was camping, brought him back to the property here. They were in the barn and they had a mock trial and found him guilty, and they hung him. Shadows, sometimes people have reported shadows.
But then you see something darker than the dark coming towards you, and it wasn't even the outline of a person, it was literally just a wall of darkness come towards us.
My name is Amy Green. I'm a trustee for the G.W. Adams Educational Center. I'm also the treasurer, and I've been with the organization for about 4 years now. This house was built in 1856, and it was built by George Willison Adams and his wife, Mary Adams. Together, they had 6 children. Prior to that, George had his first wife, Clarissa, who had passed away. And they had 5 children, 3 daughters who survived. The 2 sons had passed away in their childhood. So George married Mary and had a blended family. And most of those children were born right here in this house. So day-to-day life, George was basically a real estate entrepreneur. He bought and sold a lot of property. This is a very large valley that we're in, and he bought property from Frazeysburg almost all the way to Adams Mills and a little bit beyond. And he also bought property south in Dresden and even south of Dresden. He also was a farmer, and he had 13,000 head of sheep when he died. He also was a director of one of the local trains. There are a couple of railroad tracks that go through this property, and he was elected as a director to one of those properties. This also was a property where it was a safe house during George's time during the Civil War. And so there were some escapees, runaways, whatever, and they were hid in the basement here. George also had a couple other mills that he would hide them in, and then he would move them north to his brother Edward's house that was in Adams Mills. So there was a lot of times after this house was first built that it was during the Civil War, and there were some pretty intense times back in the day. A person could hide runaways in their business, and if they were caught, they would lose their business. But if they were caught hiding runaways in their home, they would not lose their home, but they would still obviously get in very much trouble. Being that this was a safe house for runaways, and at the time, even though Ohio was a free state, you still could not hide or harbor escapees and runaways. And so those that did that kind of thing, it was very hush-hush, and you know, we're not going to find really much evidence of someone doing that, because if they've left diaries and things like that, you know, and somebody found it, they could have been arrested for it. So the slaves would make their way up through Kentucky and across the Ohio, and they would come into Zanesville, which is just south of here. And Zanesville is situated on a river, and a lot of times the slaves were ushered up through the river. And this location where this house is, it's a quarter of a mile from the river, just diagonal from the corner here. And of course, George owned all this property. He was such a wealthy man. He owned so much, and he was very strategic about it. He would buy property around the river itself. So when slaves would come up the river, they could get off boats on his property, and that way people wouldn't notice, they wouldn't see. And so that's how they came up this direction. And bounty hunters, of course, you know, they got paid for what they brought in, and they would hunt down slaves from wealthy plantation owners in the South. Well, we don't know all the facts, but there was supposedly one that came here looking for escapees and runaways. And the story goes, and maybe it's folklore or local legend, but the story goes that he came to this property, and there were farmhands who believed the same way that George did, that, you know, slavery was wrong. And so, you know, this bounty hunter was turned away. Supposedly, the farmhands went after him to where he was camping, basically kidnapped him and brought him back to the property here. They were in the barn, and they had a mock trial and found him guilty, and they hung him. We've never found his body. Being so close to the river, it's not likely that anybody would ever find it. George himself, he died when he was 80 years old. We don't know exactly where, what room, but he definitely was living here at the time. 3 days after he passed, his oldest son, James, was 21, and he also passed away. Could have been from illness, an epidemic. He could have fallen off a horse and bumped his head, for all we know. We have found where the family's buried, but of course that doesn't tell us how each person passed. In 1871, his youngest daughter was a 6-month-old infant, and she also passed away, most likely in this house. And there was also an adopted daughter from George's oldest daughter who lived here after his death. She also was 21, and again, we don't know how she passed. The last inhabitant was in 1969, and after that it was closed up. Locals here in this area, to them this house is beloved, and a lot of them do have experiences where they've tried to get in, or they were in and rushed out for whatever reason.
My name is Cherise Williams. I'm an author and paranormal investigator. I have been to Prospect Place, I think 6 times. The first time was about 15 years ago, and I love it. Every time I've been here, I've had activity. The location is a lot more organized now than it was when I was first here, which I appreciate. There's a lot more research that has been done, which I appreciate. It's not just stories and hearsay, it's actual facts. So the basement has kind of like little rooms or closets, kind of, I don't know, little spaces, alcoves off the main hallway. And so we had somebody standing in the first little alcove, and then we had somebody in the middle one, and then again, I was sitting at the end of the hallway with my friend Adam at this time. And we just kind of wanted to sit in silence in the dark and see what would happen. In the first room, the guy in there said he just heard somebody step out of the room and into the hallway. So we're like, okay, that's interesting. And then a moment later, the person in the second little spot said, I just heard somebody walk up and just stop right in front of me. We're like, okay. So then of course, Adam and I are like, oh my gosh, is something coming our way? And it's the weirdest thing when you can't see anything, but then you see something darker than the dark coming towards you. And it wasn't even the outline of a person, it was literally just a wall of darkness come towards us. And right as it was getting right to us, there was a loud clank and we all freaked out, and Adam said, something just smacked the flashlight out of my hand. He didn't have it turned on at the time, obviously. And that was pretty freaky. And then we come up here and we're kind of like talking about what happened, and then somebody pointed out that I had a scratch on my chest, which I didn't feel anything at the time. I don't know if it's because I was so like freaked out, startled by the flashlight hitting the ground. But yeah, that was kind of a creepy experience. And so ever since that moment, I've been a little hesitant to be in the basement alone. Back in April 2021, and it was in the library. We were hearing, well, I say it was in the library, but we couldn't pinpoint exactly where this was happening. But we were hearing footsteps that we thought was on the floor above us. But we sent somebody up and they couldn't hear the footsteps. And we were on walkie and we're like, we're hearing the footsteps. And he's like, I'm not hearing anything. So we couldn't figure out where in the world these footsteps were coming from. I mean, we went outside and looked to make sure there wasn't anything banging on the side of the house. We couldn't figure it out whatsoever. And that was really weird, because you would think if we're hearing it above us, the person in the room above us would hear it below them maybe, and they heard nothing. So that was really interesting. If I were you, I would focus my attention definitely on the basement, for sure. Activity seems to happen down there all the time. And from other stories people have told me, it kind of goes one way or the other. It can feel kind of intimidating and heavy, and then other times it feels more light and friendly. So definitely there, and then also just the upstairs hallway. Just kind of sit in the hallway and you'll probably hear voices and footsteps. So yeah, those two spots for sure. Something I do after investigating is I like to just cleanse my aura and ground my energy and make sure that nobody is following me home. And that's something I was even doing years ago, and definitely after the experience with possibly getting scratched in the hallway and that dark wall coming towards us, I definitely made sure to do that. And it's just a super simple technique of just kind of imagining your aura glowing bright and shiny. And I like to keep things simple and practical but powerful. So simply saying, you're not allowed to follow me home, you're not allowed to attach to me.
We are here at Prospect Place. This is the barn area. We have been in the house for a little while doing interviews and things like that, but we haven't been out here. This is our first time out here. We have the blue light on up in the Widow's Walk, which is supposed to signify safety for the refugees. And that's also supposed to bring out who they call the bounty hunter here, who was here to capture the runaways, the refugees. So we left that on in an attempt to get him to come here to communicate with us. The story is that he came to try to capture some runaway slaves and was actually captured himself, put through a mock trial, and actually hung here in the barn. Now that hasn't been substantiated, but this is something that has been passed down for many years, so there could be some kernel of truth to that. We're not 100% sure. But we are going to try to talk to maybe the bounty hunter or any other runaways who may be here with us tonight. What I have here in my hand is one of the spirit boxes that I have built. It's called the Moth Box. Massive shout out to Austin Maynard from Underground Paranormal Network, who helped me build this. It is a custom one-of-a-kind spirit box, so we're going to use this and try to see if we can communicate with anybody who might be here. So let's get that rolling. There's a little button here that I can push that will silence it, so I'll ask some questions. Is the bounty hunter here with us right now? Can you use this box to talk to us?
Hear that whisper kind of?
Yeah. Is that story true at all, or is that completely made up?
false?
It was his time.
It did sound like it was. Yeah, it said that he was hung here. Did it? What did I just say?
It was the bounty hunter's time? Is that what you were saying? Oh, the female voice. Can you tell us your name, please? Oh, I said Ethel.
Is there an Ethel here with us?
Is there like an older woman's voice? Who is the bounty hunter?
Brickside?
Bricks? There's lots of bricks.
Bounty hunter. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Who's the bounty hunter? Was he hung in this barn?
Frozen.
Did he die in this barn?
How did he die?
Can you tell us what happened, the real story? We were just talking to somebody who was doing a really good job. Can you speak to us again? There's a hole up here. Is that where he was hung? Was he hung up through that?
Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us the color of the light in the, what is that, the Widow's Walk?
Church.
Yeah.
Yes, they sleep.
Dude, that was creepy. Where are you? Are you hiding from us?
What was that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Do you want us to leave?
What was that? That was leave.
It was leave.
Leave.
Right as I said it, it said leave.
Same time. It's like it read your mind almost.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Why do you want us to leave?
All right, we're getting ready for our next experiment. This one I'm super excited for. So we've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and we haven't had the equipment to do it, but now we do. We're going to be separating and going to completely different areas of the building by ourselves. We have new solo rigs that are able to record our reactions and record what we're seeing at the same time. So we're very excited to see what we can have happen when we push ourselves alone. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate. Somebody's going to go down to the basement. Somebody's going to go up to the second level servants' quarters. So I have a recorder here. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to call it, or Scott's going to call it.
Yeah, let me call
If he gets it right, he gets a choice. If he gets it wrong, I get to pick where he goes.
it. I like it.
All right?
Let's go with heads.
It is tails. Tails never fails.
Oh, man.
So that means technically I get to choose where both of us go. So I am going to send Scott to the basement because he loves basements.
Yeah, it's creepy down there, too.
I'm going to go to the second story. So we're going to get all suited up. We have some crazy new rigs, like I said. And then next time you see us, we'll be by ourselves.
Here we go.
These are the solo rigs that we were talking about. Got the handheld cams, and then we got the face cams here. So I'm going up to the second floor to the servants' quarters. Scott is going down to the basement by himself.
Yep.
We're going to try to stay there for as long as we can. We both have pieces of equipment we're going to take with us, and we're going to see what happens. First time, anything can happen.
Here we go. All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. It's fucking weird. Alright. Scott, off to the creepy basement.
All right, I am 100%
We'll have to just use the
alone
light just for a
in the
minute.
house. Scott is
Just to
going
be
in the
able
basement.
to open this door and get in there, then it'll be lights off. So, flashlight. Okay, here we go. Creepy basement. This is actually more difficult than I imagined it would be. Okay.
I'm here on the second floor,
Locked in the creepy
and then we're
basement.
going into the other side here. There's steps and stuff here that I'm trying not to fall. If there's anybody up here with me right now, I would really like to communicate. I'm up here totally by myself, completely alone. I have a little device in my hand. If you come up and touch it, move it, you can make the lights turn on and get bright. It won't hurt you, it won't harm you. It's just a way for you to let me know that you're here with me. If you can't do that, you can also make a noise, a loud noise wherever you're at. Will let me know where you are. Knock on the wall, bang on the window, anything that you can do, let me know that you're here. What the fuck was that? What is that? There's just two bright flashes of light there. This area over here, there's a step down, I don't want to fall. Sorry, I'm trying to see. This over here, there's windows outside, but that's not even close to where it's, the flashes would have had to come from over here. There's no windows over here. This wall right here is where I saw the flashes. It looked like somebody was taking a picture. And I'm here completely and totally alone right now. That was crazy. I legit have no fucking clue what that was. It wasn't from any of my cameras. Sorry, there's steps and stuff here. I'm trying not to fall. It's pitch black. I can't see anything. That was crazy. I have no fucking clue what that was. It was this wall right here. I hope to God this camera picked it up. I don't know. I really hope it picked it up. But it's a night vision, so I don't know if it will. There's two bright flashes, like somebody took like a snapshot and had the flash on. It's fucking crazy. I'm in the house completely alone. Scott's in the basement.
Hey, JJ.
Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Hey, what was the last name of the proprietor of the house?
The ones that built it were Adams, I believe.
Okay, thanks.
Can you say hi or hello? Come introduce yourself? Is that possible? That was loud. That was the wind. It's definitely windy tonight. I still have no clue. That door was definitely closed. I closed it when I came in. Did you open this door? Can you open it more or close it? Move it somehow? Can you close that door for me, please? Sorry, it is fucking pitch black and I cannot see. Close the door again.
Are any of these servants
Make sure it's closed.
down here with me? Can you tell me your name? Maybe make a noise behind me here in these jars of really old food here.
George Adams, are you here? Are any of these servants down here with me? Can you tell me your name? Maybe make a noise behind me here. These jars of
Holy fuck. What is that cold fucking air that just came up on me? I am not even kidding. Like, there's not a draft in here. Dude, that fucking feels weird. Is that you? Did you just... Are you standing beside me? Dude, this is so fucking weird. They actually have this place sealed up really good. There's no way for any drafts to be blown through here. I got the door shut completely and latched, and they've got, you can hear it, there's like HVAC blowing around, but this is not like warm air blowing from like the other room from the HVAC. This was like cold air just came right up on me, like freezing cold, like 20 degrees colder than what it's like 70 degrees in here. What's that? The fuck is that behind me? It's gonna be some kind of light flare. Fuck, man. That was you. I know I got a little excited. That's fine. Can you do that again? Can you stand beside me and make that cold air come into my face again? Is that you, John Adams? When I said your name, I was talking about John Adams at the time. I was also talking about the servants. Were you a servant here? There's the fucking cold air again. Holy shit, it's on my fucking hand. It's like touched my fucking hand. Now it's like right here. What the Thank you. I asked you to do that. Are you touching me? Dude, this is... I just heard a voice. It sounded like it came from behind me, from back in the other part of the basement. Jesus, this is scary. And I thought, fucking cold air on my face. What the fuck is going on? Dude, this is not cool, man. I've never had this.
Come over here, you can see this is the sick room. That was me. Now, when I came in here earlier, and we did just a walkthrough, got a really strange feeling in here. That pressure on my head I was talking about was super strong in here. And definitely feeling it again. This is just a strange room. It's completely off by itself. It's got a couple windows here, but there's no heat in here. I don't know, it's just weird. Is there anybody over here with me right now that can communicate? Can you make a noise? Can you knock on the wall? Can you do something to let me know you're here? Were you one of the Adams family members that lived here on the property? Or were you somebody else? Oh, I just heard knocks. Those 3 knocks in this room. Thank you. If that was you, can you do that again, please? Sounded like it was back here. Can you knock like that again? Knock on the wall? Getting a little bit weirded out in here for some reason. It just hit me all of a sudden. I don't know why. Just don't feel like I'm alone in here anymore. Are you here with me right now? Is that you that I'm feeling around me? If I knock on the wall, can you finish it? Can you finish that knock? I'll do it again. Ooh, just saw a light anomaly go into my head. I don't think that was dust either. Holy shit. That was fucking weird. I haven't seen dust at all on this camera. And I was basically standing still. And it went right into my head. And I just heard a noise. What the fuck is going on? feel like these walls are
Pretty
closing in
freaking
around me.
dark.
This is getting fucking weird, man.
I can't see what's in front of me except for on the camera here. And I hate, oh God, it's just so dark in front of me. I know, like, I mean, we got these little screens here that I can see. I can see my face shot on myself, and if I see something come up behind me, I'm just going to lose my goddamn mind. And I've got this screen here on the camera that I'm carrying in my hand, but I can see what's going on in front of me. But everything else, it's just freaking pitch black, man. Okay. This is where we have the shadow tracker set up. We set this up earlier. Hopefully it's went off at some point in time. If the little girl that was supposedly kept down here after she tragically died from falling from the second story, if she's still down here with us, can you make your presence known? Can you go up there and play with that little blue light on the floor? Maybe touch it or kick it? Or make a noise down here so I can hear you? What was that? God damn it, man. What the fuck? It's fucking cold air again on my fucking face. And it's not, there's no drafts down here. It's eerie.
Alright, we're up in the ballroom at Prospect Place. This cross here is said by some to be a portal of sorts, so where spirits can enter. If you've seen this before, you know the Estes method. We've used it a lot of times. We're going to have a receiver who's going to be blindfolded and have noise-canceling headphones on, listening to an SB7 spirit box, and we're going to have somebody asking questions. They're going to ask questions. The receiver's going to have no clue what's being asked. So if we get an answer to that question, we know it's for sure. So I have a quarter here. We're going to flip and see who's going under and who's going to be asking questions. Heads, I'm under. Tails, Scott's under.
Oh, geez, where the heck did it go? What is it?
It is heads.
So you're
I'm
under.
going under.
Alright.
Alright, we're going to get set up and we'll cut back in.
Okay, so what we've got going on, we've got the Estes method and JJ's under, and I'm going to ask some questions. What you'll need to do, spirits, is communicate to JJ through the little device in his hand and in his ears. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and you try to tell JJ the answers to my questions. So if you're here, can you say hi or hello?
Man, felt like something touched my finger. Holy shit. That was weird. That wasn't like slight touch. That was like something pushed on it.
Is that you?
Funeral. Oh man, that freaked me out. I didn't like that a bit.
Did someone die?
Scared.
Who's...
Felt like somebody like poked the back of my finger. Oh my fucking god, that little fucking kid. Holy shit, that was creepy. As soon as I did that, it was like a little kid laughing. That gave me full body chills. That's what it fucking felt like too. It was like a little kid trying to get your attention. Poked me in the back of the finger.
That's good.
Oh,
If
man.
that's you, can you do something to tell us you're here? Can you tell us your name? Do you like to play games? Shit, forgot the music box.
Man, there's something around me. I can just feel whatever it is, like, close to me.
There's your geese in the
Like,
background.
that pressure on my head is super strong.
That's good. If that's you, can you tell us your name? Why are you here?
James?
Thank you. Is that James Adams?
3 days after he passed, his oldest son, James, was 21, and he also passed away.
Died here?
Are we speaking to James?
A long time ago.
Died here a long time ago. How did he die?
I'm getting the goosebumps. Definitely got goosebumps.
This is the ballroom. Did they ever have balls in here?
That sounded funny.
Were there formal dances in this room? It's a goose.
Watch us.
Watch you dance? I'd love to watch you dance. Where are you at?
Standing.
Okay. Standing where?
Near something. I couldn't tell what the second word said. Near something.
I'm getting the goosebumps.
Near. It was either near you or near him. Near. I don't know. It was near something.
I don't know. It's really, really cold.
Behind him.
Oh, Jesus. There's nothing behind JJ. Hopefully there's nothing behind me.
Although joking at the time, Scott did not realize that he may have captured a shadow person actually behind him. If you look closely at the door, you will see what appears to be a shadow person leaning out before ducking in immediately after. We will show a couple of replays here highlighting this, and also a very slow-mo replay with the area highlighted. While we can't be sure that this is indeed a shadow person, we are not able to find a readily available explanation. So you be the judge. Was somebody behind Scott? Yes or no?
Hopefully there's nothing behind me. Hopefully there's nothing behind me.
I just heard like a old style music, like brass instrument or something.
Are we having a dance? Would you care to dance? What would happen to the spirits here if the building was torn down? Where would you go?
Hell,
What?
good night.
What? Holy shit.
Quiet.
So you probably don't want this place torn down then.
I got full body chills with that last one. No more.
You don't like this?
Ooh, that pressure's back really, really heavy.
Is this an easy way for us to communicate with you? Could you come up and touch JJ?
Who's gonna find out?
Find out about what? Are you trying to keep a secret from us? Do you have a secret that you don't want us to find out?
I want to know the truth. Or I want you to know the truth, one of the two.
Okay. What is the truth then? We'd love to hear it.
I think it said death here.
Death's here, huh?
Prove it.
How can we prove it? What can
That
we...
little kid's voice. First time in a long time I heard the little kid's voice.
Can you tell us your name? What is the little kid's name?
I just got a really weird smell all of a sudden. I don't even know what it was, just different out of nowhere.
There's some kind of weird anomaly just flew by.
It's like old. Like, I know this is an old building, but I haven't smelled it before.
What exactly is JJ smelling? Is it like an older person? Do you know where we're at? Can you tell us what state we're in? Or what county?
I already told you.
No, I don't think you did. Where are we? Can you tell us? Where does the portal go? Does it allow you to go from place to place? Or are you just stuck here all the time?
Portal?
Yes. The cross, it's said to be a portal. Can you tell us where it goes? What the flip, man, there's like, the freaking wall is cracking.
I do.
Right behind the cross.
Oh, it felt like the chair moved.
Oh, weird.
That was weird.
Oh, cat ball's going off.
Oh, that was a creepy ass voice right after that too. It was a deep God's voice.
Oh, wow.
That was weird. It felt like somebody like kicked the leg of the chair.
That's crazy because when that happened, the cat ball went off at the exact same time.
Get out now.
Oh no. Why? Why didn't you want us here? Or is that a warning?
Save you.
Trying to save us?
I felt it again. What the fuck? It's not me moving. It feels like you like bumped up against it.
You trying to get him out of the chair? Is somebody coming? Is there
Oh man, that was that same creepy ass voice right after I said it, like super deep male voice. I feel like something changed.
I do too.
It was like light a minute ago, and now it feels different.
And it's freaking cold.
Like,
and it's getting colder.
I don't know what
in here,
changed.
too.
Something changed.
What the flip?
Like the whole energy just shifted.
I'm getting some pressure in my sinuses right now. It's almost like somebody is like jabbing my eye. I'm not even kidding. What the fuck?
Get out of here.
Dude, it's
No more warnings.
something's like fucking with us.
Run.
Oh God, I'm really uncomfortable. I really want to get out of here. Something did change. It went from light and airy feeling to like, I can't even talk. It's so crazy. Who are you? Who's here? Who's here?
I feel like there's like a breeze behind my neck. Like it's cold breeze.
I can't shake this weird feeling, like this pressure on my sinuses, like I feel like going up the side of a mountain or something, and like, you know how your ears feel like they have to pop.
It's dark. You don't even know.
How dark? Where's the light? Can you see the light? Cat ball's going off. Holy shit. Something is here with us.
Underground?
Are you dead? Are you buried underground? Or is this a part of the Underground Railroad? Can you be more specific?
Human? He's coming.
Who's coming?
Me.
Oh, geez. are you?
Run.
Can you make a noise in the room that you want us to go to next? What was that?
That was a bang.
That was in the servants' quarters.
Was it? I mean, it was definitely behind the cameras there. I couldn't tell if it was the room we were just in or over on the other side.
Yeah, not sure.
Can you do that again a little bit louder, please?
Noises everywhere, man.
Yeah, I know. Pull all the energy you can, all of these devices that we have that have lights on them, anything that we have is made up of energy. Pull all that energy you can, build up all the strength you can, and open that door. If you can open it, we'll go back over on that side to speak with you.
Did you hear like a voice, like a woman or little girl voice,
Yeah,
like
100%.
"Hey" or something?
Yeah. That was weird.
Dude, I've got goosebumps running up and down my legs, man.
Chills. Holy shit, that was weird. Hope the camera picked it up. That's definitely the door.
It's absolutely 100% the door.
You're so close. I know that you're trying. We can hear it. Pull that energy, pull our energy, whatever you need, and pull that door open. Push the door open. That voice was weird, man.
I know.
If it's easier for you to speak out loud like that, we would love to hear you do that again as well. That was my stomach.
Come through the door. We would like to see you.
If you're not on this level, but you can hear my voice, can you either come up the stairs or down the stairs to our level so we can speak with you?
Hear footsteps?
Footsteps. 100% footsteps.
Like coming up or down the steps.
Yeah,
Goosebumps again.
as soon as I said that. Can you keep coming toward our voices, please, wherever you are? If you're on the other side of the door and you can hear my voice, can you come toward it, please? Holy shit. I thought it was going to open. It sounded like the handle turned. Dude, I really...
I keep having goosebumps, man. Like my legs are just nothing but chills.
I don't want to scare if there's anybody over there. Dude, I legitimately thought that the door was going to open. It sounded like the handle started to turn. That was louder than the other noises we heard over there. Thank you if that was you. Keep coming toward our voices.
Dude, if that door flies open.
Dude, I thought it was going to open. Like, not even kidding. It sounded like the knob started to turn.
Got the shadow cord out here, and we'll try to communicate with some of the spirits. Earlier with JJ's Estes session, seemed to come through and we were talking to what we think was a little girl. At least I think that's what. So we assume it's the little girl that lived in this house, and this is her room, and I promised her that I would come down here and try to talk to her and to...
What was that? That sounded like a little kid.
Yeah. What did that sound like?
Sounded like a girl.
Is that you? Can you speak to us and talk through this box? Is this your room? Play with your doll? It's the same voice that keeps coming through. Can I hold the doll? Can you tell me what your dolly's name is? Hello?
Can you tell us who was touching the door over there?
Who was trying to come through the servant's wing?
After all the activity throughout the night focused on this door leading into the servant's wing, Scott and I decided to set up a stationary camera to watch it as we headed back down to base camp. We had no idea that we were about to capture what we did. We are still stunned to this day that we were able to capture this on film. This is an absolutely stunning piece of poltergeist activity captured. Not only does the door open on its own, it actually starts to swing shut as well. You can hear on replay Scott and I are downstairs, nowhere near the door, and there are no other living people in the house or even on the property.